Hey guys, welcome to Bean's Blended Studio. I'm Athena, and this is my studio, virtual. We can meet here live wherever we have class. I wanted to talk a little bit about tonight's class, rolling into yoga. We have two more of these this year. Woo-hoo! And then we're going to start like the second rolling into yoga segment in the new year. Same time, same day, Fridays, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so here we go. So rolling into yoga. I have some die here. So what I typically do is I roll the dice, and whatever the dice land on, we do that pose. Before we start rolling the dice today, I'll go over each of the poses that the dice cover, and then we'll go into the game. But before we get that started, I just want to talk about how we're going to get rid of all this energy. And there's this way to do it in yoga, and is lion's breath. So you get down in tabletop. You actually turn your palms inwards. And you're stretching back and forward. And as you go forward, and you release it. But it's really, really weird. It just doesn't do it for me. So you can do that if you're lion's breath, but say the only way to get this energy out is to have a dance party. So we're about to have a 2-minute dance party to get that energy in and out. Let's go, Jeremiah.
You want me to get the other two for this?
You can just turn the music on. Sorry.
That big natural, ready to settle the bar. Any dream, make it straight.
Okay, DJ.
Let me tell you, I got this straight. Got me swallow me, drip, I'm sorry. They'll jump out, wait, let it get inside of me. Tell them what I'm putting, never tell them well. I'll be a part now, on the boy, have a night. Running ain't got your style, like your whip. Ask one call, why you ride that? Really ain't never got a plump for a bang. You already makes mine, I ain't hang. I like your boots, and your clothes, what is way in? All alone, just locations, but it's way in. Pay my tuition just to kiss me, it's way in. I'll make it rain if you wanna see some way in. Look, I need a hard head, I need a deep, I need a heady trip, I need a double smoke, not a party snake, I need a deep coat, with a hook, and a hope to lead. Oh, that's some money, that's from him. Cookie ain't one, just like it's credit. You got a beard, I
Get all that energy out. Sorry, I got into it. Okay, these lion's breaths you need to just all that energy. Okay, 30 seconds. Oh, we was wondering like what's going on here. She doesn't know if she was to join me or not. Jeremiah's wondering the same thing. He's like, man, I need to get with my mom. She knows what she's doing. She got it. All right, slow it down. All right, we're going to turn it down now. Me in the center. Just jump out, dance some energy. I just get it all out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, so we're going to all meet here. Hips facing center, feet forward to the front of your mat or to the side of your mat, whatever way you're facing. We're going to draw our hands out and up, palms facing forward. We're going to draw our palms in with our arms behind our ears. Pull it forward and down. Palms are touching. We're breathing in and out. Do it again. 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 Do it again right. Find your purpose today, your intention. Leave 2020 off the mat. Right over there. 2020. Stay there. We'll be present today because that's the one thing I can control. Okay, everybody. Here in the moment, gathered. Let's get going. Rolling into yoga. Like I told you, it's awesome, guys. Over here, or die. First, we're gonna go through all the poses, just to make sure I don't miss any. I have my handy dandy notebook. So the first thing that we're gonna go over is Namaste. We're in Namaste, Child's Pose, Resting Pose, and Cobra Pose. I'm not going to remember all that. I'm going to do Namaste, Child Pose first. So Namaste, you can do this many ways, but here we're going to do a sitting position because that's what's on the dice. Okay. We are going to, no, sit. We're going to rest our hands on our knees. We're going to open our chest up. We're going to take in deep breaths. We're also going to release those deep breaths. Feel those breaths as they're gathered through all the cells, allowing oxygen through your body. Focus on your breaths. And here we are Namaste. We are in the moment. And this is generally how we'll close class. All right. So we're going to move on to the next thing, which I believe is Child's Pose. Okay, Child's Pose is very common. You'll see Child's Pose a lot on your knees. You are like exceptionally clingy today. We're doing yoga. So Child's Pose, you're laying here. You want your stomach to rest on your upper thighs. So that may put the upper body in a different position. You want your hands just a little over shoulder length apart. Extend it out. You can bring them in looser as you may need for modifications. Let your head rest on your mat. Deep breaths in and out. Here we are at Child's Pose. Dog. The next one we're going to have is resting pose. So resting pose is also in our sitting pose variation. We are lying flat on our back. If you do have back problems, you can use different props. Sometimes I have this right here, so I'm going to actually use this prop today. I lay it back here. And I still come along my resting pose, just like, get your butt out of my face. Resting pose like this. Oh, yeah, stop. Move. It's not so restful. I can rest without dog and blood in my face. Oh, wow. Okay. I really went into resting pose. That was resting pose. Okay. Sunken in. I lost myself there. Or maybe I actually rested. So I hope you guys did too. Hold your resting pose. The next thing that we're going to work on today is cobra pose. So cobra pose is sort of from our plank position, but we can lay straight on the ground, like as if you're going to go up into a push-up, but you just don't. It's like that part where you're kind of thinking about if you're actually going to do the push-ups and like how much you're really going to commit to doing, especially during your PRT. Definitely counting. We're going to go press up with our arms, but we're not going to take up any of their other body. So everything from our hips down is still lying flat on the ground. The top of our feet are on the ground, pointed towards the end. And we can drop our shoulders back. How far you can bend. You can go from here, here, here. Sometimes you may go here, but just push as far as you can up. And here we are in cobra pose. She's very, very attached to me. Huh? I won't last for long. You're so sweet. Okay, so the next things we're going to do are downward facing dog, triangle pose, tree pose, and chair pose. So downward facing dog. So we can actually go back down into, so if we're in our cobra, we can go to plank and push up into downward dog. This is not a resting position. If you've ever heard that, it's definitely not. So don't rest here. You're working a lot of different muscles here from your legs all the way down to muscles in your brain. So keep that in mind when you decide to pause here. And stretch it out, come back down, same movement up. And then we're going to go into triangle pose. So triangle pose is a standing pose. There's actually many variations of triangle pose, but for the diag purpose, we're going to go with triangle pose. Yeah, I said, yeah. Mm-hmm. So a triangle pose here, feet are about 3 feet apart. Here, we're going to go down to the right side first. So that means that our right foot is going to start face the front of our mat. And our hands, we're going to bend over down into the right. Good job, Jeremiah. You actually did really good. And you remembered the pose. That's pretty cool. Okay, so then we're going to go down to the other side. Straighten our foot back. Turn out our other foot towards the outside of the mat. And down. You can be any point here. And then down to the right. And here we have triangle pose. Triangle pose for you. Next, we're going to have tree pose. So here we're going to bring our feet slowly back into the center. In triangle pose, yeah, Jeremiah's over here just getting it. Triangle pose looks very much like this. Well, this is triangle pose, so this is what it looks like. But there are different ways that you can do triangle pose down here. So the point is to get this to hold the balance on your left foot. So you can do that from slowly bringing your foot in here and slowly putting most of your balance on this part of your body by doing that until you're able to reach up and do this side and then the other side as well. And while I'm in tree pose, I'm going to say, Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas. No, you can't open presents. Okay, here we got tree pose. So now we're going to do chair pose, okay? So I'm going to show you the chair pose from forward and from side. And then we'll also talk about some of the variations here. I'm going to leave some of the heavyweight stuff out because we will have a seniors class coming pretty soon. Come your way, senior class. It's going to be the golden age. Yeah, let's get it. Okay, so let me get the chair pose. So here we are. Feet are going to be about shoulder length apart. Legs are going to bend about 45-degree angle. Hands, arms are going to come up, palms facing inward. You're going to drop your shoulders behind collar, behind your head, and breathe here. Bring it down. And that is chair pose. We can do it one more time. If you remember how to do it, go ahead and get there. If not, follow me to the side. Legs bent 45-degree angle. Raise your arms. Palms facing inward. Drop your shoulders back. Breathe. Open up your chest. I'm a real big believer in opening your chest. And breathe out. Slowly come out. And we have a couple more poses until we start rolling the dice. Here we have Crescent Moon, and then we'll have Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. So Crescent Moon is face forward. This is our resting position for here, because we're going to be facing forward. We're going to be facing forward, so resting position right here. That sounds like a good. So you can do that at the next water break. Okay, so hips facing forward. Arms up just like they were in the chair pose. And for Crescent Moon, we're going to bend about 45 degrees each way, or as much as you can bend. Some people can bend a lot farther. You're going to make your Crescent Moon. When you're bending to the left, you're working your right side. And when you're bending to the right, you're working your left side. In case you have any complications or concerns on either side, that you need to open one and not the other, or open one a little more and not the other. Are guided by that. As you can see, I can open up on one side more than the other. I have like some kind of hip thing that prevents me from doing that on one side. There we go. Okay, here we are. So Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. Yay! Okay. Warrior 1 and Warrior 2, our legs, our feet are going to be similar positions, but our feet are going to change just slightly. So we're going to go into Warrior 1, where our back foot is going to be 45-degree angle. Front foot is forward facing. Our knee is resting over the ankle. Our hips are open to the corner of the mat. And our arms are palms facing inward, extended and behind the ear, dropped down to open up the chest. Extend your back leg, extend forward, continue to breathe. And from here, we can go to Warrior 2. In Warrior 2, we do open up a bit to a little bit more of front of the mat. Our hands and our palms are going to face down. Here. Okay. Come back up. And that was Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. So we're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute water break and come back and start rolling into yoga. Woo! You can go ahead and do it, Judy.
I thought we were doing 30 minutes.
It hasn't been 30 minutes.
It's been 20, 25. We're good.
Okay, should we not one?
But it will be coming back, and of course you guys can see here.
Just a minute. I guess it didn't have to be 2 minutes. All right, looks like everybody's getting back, where they need to be. Let's get this party started. Okay, so we're gonna roll die and get into those poses, talk about those poses just a little bit, and then we're gonna add in a flow. Okay, so we're gonna only roll probably about 3 dice singularly, and then we're gonna roll right into a flow of things, which we'll do 2 dice at a time, and then we might throw in 3 dice again like we did last week. But don't worry, I won't lose my mind this time. But here we go. So 1 dice. Namaste. All right, guys, I'll meet you there. All right, guys, let's spend the next 30 seconds finding our present moment right now. The things that are going on in our life, the things that actually impact the functionality of our day. What are those things for us? How are they impacting us? And how are we allowing them to impact us? Feel the breaths in and out. Deliver your frustrations, your sadness, even the peace and joy you have. Let it just seep through your breath. Let it find calmness and be present in the moment. I am one that can speak of knowing definitely that you can have extreme amount of excitement that disturbs the functionality of your day as well. So finding balance in that is very important. So here we are, finding the end of our present moment to move on to the next die in 3, 2, 1. I forgot where I put my toes behind me. I was like, wait, no. Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? Oh, this is not me doing a song. That was 1. How many do I get? He doesn't know. That means it's unlimited because I'm mama. Okay. Ooh, crescent moon. Okay, guys, let's get our crescent moon on, okay? So here we are. Meet me here. And to the left. To the right. This crescent moon waves left. Continue to breathe. Right. Continue to breathe. And leave your crescent moon alone. Okay. I think that's 1 more. And then we're going to do a little flow. Yo, flow. I'm just kidding. I'll leave that to the professionals. That's me. Ooh, tree pose. Okay, guys, we're going to finish off our 1 dice with tree pose today. So here we are. I'm going to lift my right leg up first. Ooh, look, I'm using my hand to assist me. That's okay. You can do that. I don't have to. It's not a cheater. Should be wearing socks, though. And down, switch legs. Meet me wherever you can. Relax your arms if you need to. Come back. And breathe out. And rest. Okay. So if you need to get a sip of water because you talk a lot like me, go ahead and do that. And I'm going to grab another die. Oh, and this time I'm going to show you the die that I roll, I guess. That is fun. So here we are. Knee to chest. And warrior. Okay. So we're going from knee to chest to warrior. Jeremiah. I guess I've been doing okay. Cameraman has started ignoring me. Okay, I forgot what I was doing. Okay, knee to chest and warrior. We actually didn't go over knee to chest in the first ones. Sorry, I failed you guys. Okay, here we are. So knee to chest. And here it's also very relaxing and peaceful. Find a lot of happy places here. Maybe we can fly like Peter Pan. Here, walk back or get that energy out. And here we go to the next one, which is going to be in Warrior 1. So how are we going to get to Warrior 1 here? We know that's a standing pose. So let's shift it to resting pose. We know that is a general pose we can get anywhere from, okay? And then let's slide our arms up and just push up to a sitting position. Pull our knees in. Find our way here, okay? Now in this position, we can actually only need to put one leg back. So let me turn this way. Since we did our other leg last time, I'm going to start off with my left leg facing forward. So we're crouched down on the floor like little frogs. And we're going to take our left leg and launch it backwards into, see, I did it backwards. We're going to launch our right leg backwards into our 45-degree ankle. Our front foot is facing forward, lifting off the ground, opening up our chest, extending the arms, pressing forward, extending the back leg, and here we are in Warrior 1, where we are supposed to be. Okay, and let's take it to the other side. So what we can do is we can shift over into what's similar to a triangle pose. Let me get turn our other foot to the front of the mat, back foot 45-degree angle. Here we are again. You can drop your hands and bring it back up to find our balance. Okay, find our center. Slowly come out of it. Okay, here we go. Flow number 2. Warrior 2. Oh, and Warrior 2, that's not fun at all. Okay, Warrior 2 and Cobra pose. That's fun. Warrior 2 and Cobra pose. Okay, so we are going to start off in Cobra pose. Go down into your plank position. Drop your chest and your legs down to the ground with your top of your feet facing down. Press the front half of your body up. Drop your shoulders back, extending your arms, opening up your chest, extending your neck. And here, we're going to drop down and we're going to go into downward dog. We're going to drop down, drop our feet, push up in downward dog. In downward dog, we're going to take our right leg and pull it into a lunge position up towards our chest. Drop our back leg down at a 45-degree angle, pressing up. We're in Warrior 1. Then we're going to go into Warrior 2, dropping our palms facing down, parallel to our knees, opening up our hips. And we have gone from Cobra pose to Warrior 2. Congratulations. Slowly come up to the center, come out of it. Whew. That feels good. Okay, so let's do one more flow today. And then we're going to wrap it up. So here we are, one more flow. Chair pose. And cobra pose. Okay, fun. So as we know, chair pose is here in the center. Sitting legs at a 45-degree angle, arms extended up, knee there. And then we're gonna go to cobra. Okay, cobra pose, as we know, is kind of laying down into a plank position. So here we're gonna go a half fold. So we're gonna fold in half. Oh my goodness, she didn't teach us that. But hopefully when you're in grade school and they make you do that extension stretch, that you remember that's from that. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna curl our hands forward, walking the mat, feather flat. Walk our legs back. Drop the back of our head to the body. Again, lower the back. Open the chest. And continue to breathe. Jeremiah, I was going to mess with him like, oh my gosh, the door. Okay, coming out, back to the middle. Oh, it's late. It's time to end the day. It's time to end the week. It's time to end the year. It's time to end work. It's time to end everything. So let's do that. Let's end it. Cut that sucker in half. Make it happen.
You get one more.
One more. Okay, so here we are. Here I am. Taking this time out of our day to make sure we take a moment to care about who we are and what we're doing and why we're existing today, why we're existing in this moment. So we're going to appreciate ourselves in this very moment. Let that carry us on until tomorrow or whenever the next time I decide to do something encouraging. Who knows when that's going to be. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's take a moment to get there. We're going to count our breaths in, taking 3 seconds to breathe in and 3 seconds to breathe out with a 1 second hold each way, which is a 4-second total. Breathe each direction, 8 seconds if you want to do all the math. So here we are. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue breathing. If you can hold for 5 seconds, extend for 5 seconds. Fall into your breaths. Allow your chest to continue to open. Focus on the air that you are allowing in and out of your body. Now that we understand how we're breathing, let's take a stroll. Walking down a dirt road, kicking rocks because we have nowhere to be. Some of them are just sliding under our old shoes. Some of them are sliding under the heels that we've worn. But we're walking. We're getting somewhere. We know that it's a 1/4 mile down until we hit the front door. So we're going to continue walking down this path. Rocks still scattering right under our feet. Continuing to breathe.
continuing to wander, rethinking all the conversations we've had, thinking about the memories that were triggered, thinking about the different events that have happened in our lives and in the lives of those around us. These are the things that we think about when we're walking home. We continue to walk, and a fly begins to come by. So we shift our head a little, making circular motions, getting back on track, focusing, walking, staying on track, walking on the paved road, because now we're getting close. We know we can't take this in. We know we can't keep this out. There's nothing else we can do. There's nothing else we can shout. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. We're walking up to the gate, the one we have to unlatch. The string pulled over. Pulled string, the latch comes loose. Gotta jiggle it just right. So focus. Get there. Jiggle it. Got it. Take the steps up the paved sidewalk, the one made for us so that we could get from the rocky road to the door with some nice feeling of welcome home at your feet. As we continue to walk to the door, we prepare for the 3 steps coming that lead to the patio. We take these 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. 5 more steps and we're at the door. And with those 5 steps, we're reaching for our keys, ensuring that our purse was closed because we didn't want to lose anything. So again, we begin to lose focus of what we're even trying to do, which is to get in the house so we can just finish this day, finish this year, finish this moment. We grab the keys, we unlock the door, we step inside. Namaste. See you guys next time. Thanks for doing yoga with Bean. I hope I wasn't too mean.